All this time I was wondering about Shen's mistress, thinking she was some actress or at least a starlet. I can't believe she's just some run-of-the-mill floozy.
She appears to be a sugar baby. Her name is Sophie Sue.
I don't know what is worse. The fact that this Sophie Sue has him so wrapped around her finger that he's gotten so careless, or that he's just so dumb, he actually went public with her.
At the end of the day, these men are all the same. They realize they can't go toe-to-toe with their women, so they seek out some subservient bimbo on the side.
And demeaning themselves for the sake of their own dignity and ego.
Please tell me you still have access to Shen's CCTV feed.
Sorry, I can't help you. Shen cut off my access and he hasn't been answering any of my calls.
I think you mean Yang.
I really don't think it's him.
You doing okay?
Why wouldn't I be?
Well, you heard about Shen.
Yes, and I told you there's nothing between us anymore. I just feel bad for York.
Is she in yet?
No. I'll update you once I check in on her.
Thanks.
Khaled has been bullying Maxine and Nikky? That's impossible. Syirah is making this up.
Khaled admitted that he told them those monster stories.
Kids tell monster stories to scare each other all the time.
But this is different, Zarif. After the look on Khaled's face, I don't think it was just a harmless prank.
So you're saying Syirah is right? Khaled did it on purpose to bully them? He did it maliciously?
Maybe, I don't know. But we should try to talk to Khaled.
Where did we go wrong with him?
All I know is, it really doesn't help when your Ibu contradict us when we're trying to discipline him.
I'm late. I have to leave for the hospital. We'll discuss what to do later.
It was so good catching up with RJ yesterday. Really took me back. I remember when Dee and I would walk from LT1 to the canteen after math, and you could always tell if RJ was in the canteen because you could hear his voice from the lockers.
Well, I guess after all these years, he's still exactly the same.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Well, the rest of us have gotten older and more jaded.
Well, it's easy to be happy-go-lucky like him when you're just living for yourself. Not a care in the world. The only reason why he hasn't changed is because he hasn't grown up.
Are you okay? You seem...
I'm fine.
I'm telling you, Syirah is up to something. That's why she installed all these CCTV cameras. She's watching us.
She did it for the sake of everyone's safety. And good thing she did. Or we wouldn't have known Khaled was playing with fire yesterday.
We don't know what her intentions are. Maybe she's planning to take Khaled away. Maybe all this is just an act for us to let our guard down.
If so, that's a lot of effort and money on her part just to mislead us.
I told Rosnani the same thing, and she thinks Syirah has no ulterior motive. Forget it. I see your dear kakak has influenced you as well.
Tell them, out of the question.
The parents need to know that Khaled is the one responsible for the children's nightmares.
Like Khaled, I was a bully when I was his age. You know what happened to me when people found out? I was ostracized by everyone.
Sure, Khaled needs to learn that this type of behavior is unacceptable.
Fine. Why don't you set up a meeting with Kenneth and Emily later today? I'll settle it.
Actually, I told Zarif that we're going to discuss about this when he gets back from work tonight.
What's the point of waiting for him? We already know what needs to be done, so let's just do it.
You should have stopped him from coming to KL. Thanks to that stupid boy, we can kiss the possibility of an alliance with the Chan family goodbye.
How was I to know Louis would go all the way there?
He crashed my meeting with the Chan family, just as we were discussing his engagement to Madeline, and thoroughly embarrassed us.
It's Louis. You telling me you can't handle Louis?
Do you have any idea what he said?
Thought I might find you here.
Young man, you owe the Chan family an apology.
I'll make this quick. You two can scheme and schmooze all you want, but bottom line is, if I were ever to get married again, it'll be on my terms, not yours. So don't even bother trying.
We need to talk.
Always nice to see you, Jessica.
If this is about the Dr. Shen, my position is this. He has become nothing more than a liability.
For your information, Yoke is the one who refuses to let him go.
We need to cut our losses.
I don't know. I mean, just last week, Shen was arranging to fly Yoke up to meet his family. Maybe things could still work out.
I've reached out to the Shens personally. They're going public in the Prattler with a statement of their own.
We do not wish to comment on Dr. Shen Yang's actions. They are distancing themselves from him.
Even if they get married, Jessica, this alliance is dead on arrival. Yoke needs to let him go.
Poor Dr. Shen. Even his own family also rejects him.
If there's one thing all these rich people care about more than money, it's face.
Poor thing. Yoke must have been hoping that they will support her.
Since he doesn't want to carry on, she should just give up.
Let me guess, you're talking about Princess Shelly.
How is she? Did you see her in the office?
She's probably with a PR manager, Jessica, figuring out what to do next.
If you see her, can you see if she's okay for me, Ken?
Your dear father took that poor kid's father's kidney, and now years later, he's humiliating that poor kid in public.
Derek Shelley has had nothing to do with the company for years.
Then why is he in the meeting room with your mother as we speak? This is why the company languishes under you, James. You're just not a big picture person.
The company is bigger than the Shelleys. You know that.
And that's why I can replace all of you Shelleys in the company with monkeys, and no one will be able to tell the difference.
You are hilarious.
It's a win-win. The company's reputation don't have to keep taking hits because of your antics, and the monkeys probably have better business acumen than you. I'm sure the board will agree with me.
Is that all you want to talk to me about? I have to go to work.
I'm not joking, James. Get your family in order, or I will kick them out.
Thanks for coming down. Remember what I told you to say? You better. We went over it 3 times. Come on. Khaled has something he would like to say to you about the monsters. Khaled?
My sincerest apologies for what happened in KL.
That Louis is nothing like how you've described him, by the way. He's impulsive, ill-mannered.
I agree. He was a fool to butt into your meeting like that.
It was just a miscommunication between us. I should have managed his expectations better.
He insulted my daughter, my wife, my company.
Michael, trust me, I can fix Louis. Once we're all on the same page, I'm sure we can figure out an arrangement that works.
I don't care if Madeline thinks Louis is the love of her life. My family doesn't need all this drama from the Shelleys. Derek, I promise to contribute to your Open Future project. I'll honor that. But this engagement is off.
What's the point of coming down here if you're not going to back me up?
Funny, wasn't that what I said from the start?
Thanks for agreeing to this.
Gotta give it to Syirah. Putting a positive spin on the whole monster thing was a brilliant idea.
Those articles she emailed me about child psychology, it definitely makes a lot of sense.
What Khaled is trying to say is that, yes, monsters can seem very real in our dreams. But the best part about our dreams is that they're ours, and we can change them. Let's think about ways we can defeat the monster together, okay? And since we are using our imagination, we can fight it with anything we want.
Like lasers and rainbows.
Once things cool down, I'm sure you see this partnership is still the best way forward.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. For goodness sake, Mommy Eunice, give it up already. No means no.
You say you can fix it, right? Let's see.
Fixing? Let me get one thing straight. I do not need fixing.
Whoa. What's going on here?
Absolutely nothing. Mommy Eunice was just leaving, wasn't she?
Some kind of CEO you have here.
Mr. Chan.
I have to go. Khaled, say bye-bye to Syirah.
Bye-bye.
Kenneth and Emily both thought that the session went very well. The kids look like they had fun too.
That's one problem solved. I'll see you back at home.
How nice that James has called for a family meeting. Good to see him take his place as eldest son of the family.
Look, I didn't call this meeting so we could have tea and crumpets. Charles has reminded me how us Shelleys have become a huge embarrassment to KSUH.
I already said, York needs to cancel that wedding.
You've had a role to play in our humiliation, Mother. It's as if you've learned nothing from trying to control my life. There's no more capital to be gained and you set your sights on Louis? Yeah, real classy, Mom.
I don't need to take this from you. Celia had a part to play in this too, if you didn't know already.
I only want what's best for you, Louis. You know that, right?
And you. Yeah, I heard all about the way you flipped out on Michael Chan's family like a petulant child. I mean, what would it kill you to exercise a little bit of restraint, a little diplomacy? I mean, you are the CEO. Act like one.
You know what? You're just jealous because you don't have the guts to stand up for yourself like I did.
Killer, come back, bro, son.
Louis, wait.
Yoke. You need to face the facts. Shen has, in no uncertain terms, called off the wedding.
I'm telling you, he's acting under duress, and I'm gonna prove it.
He's already gone public with another woman. Because Shen's family has wiped their hands of him. When are you gonna stop clinging to this guy?
I don't need to justify myself to you.
That's on you too. Shame on you for making her believe that she had to get married into that family.
Congrats, James. What a way to re-establish yourself as the head of the Shelley family. The big brother everyone's missed so dearly.
You two, enjoy the rest of your day.
You know he's right.
I know what you're going to say. But if our family is in a precarious position in KSUH, all the more we need this alliance with the Shens. Surely even you can see that.
Last night, a picture was taken of my fiancé, Dr. Shen, having dinner with another woman and circulated with libelous implications about their relationship.
York's stepping down.
Her legal team will be seeking action. Your plan didn't work.
I really thought having another girl in your arms would make York back off. Maybe it's Jessica.
Jessica's behind this?
With Jessica, anything is possible. You're too big of a catch for her to give up.
I hope from now on you have learned your lesson. Just because Khaled wants to be naughty and frighten Maxine doesn't mean you have to do the same. Okay? And the worst part is you try to scare people and you end up scaring yourself and wetting your bed.
I'm not scared anymore. Auntie Syirah showed me how to defeat the monsters with lasers.
That's not the point, Nikky. Look, I want you to be able to think for yourself whether something is right or wrong. Not just blindly follow people Whether it's Khaled or Maxine or even Uncle Ajay, you understand?
Is it because Uncle Ajay hasn't grown up?
Okay, what I meant... I didn't mean it literally. I meant it figuratively. Your mother would always know exactly what to say in these kind of situations. But how would you know? I guess you barely remember her. Look, just go back to your room. I'll talk to you later.
Syirah managed to settle it all at once, with the parents and the kids.
Should have been there.
We've got it under control, Zarif.
Not just today, in general. What if Khaled is a bully because he doesn't have a strong father figure in his life?
It's not your fault, Zarif.
I just never thought I'd be this busy with work. After Abang went to prison, I promised to help out more. I haven't been able to teach him the right values.
You've done plenty, Zarif. And you're still his favorite uncle.
More like his only uncle.
Khaled has all of us supporting him. Me, you, your Ibu, Zara, and now even Syirah. It takes a village to raise a child. And that's what we've got.
Sorry to drag you back in here, Michael. I wanted to apologize on behalf of my family.
Lucky for you, my office is nearby.
I guess I'm the only member of the family that hasn't pissed you off yet.
To be honest, your father really surprised me. He's so committed to his charity work. I must say, since coming out of the jail, he's such a changed man.
Well, you know, my brother Lewis is capable of changing too. I know, he's got a reputation as a party boy. But over the years, he's been stepping up. I mean, look how long it took my father to reform himself. Lewis is making good progress.
Everyone knows that Charles is the one calling all the shots.
It's not all Charles. Look, I know the matchmaking between Lewis and Madeline did not end well. But that's not on Lewis. Okay, that is my mother's fault. To his credit, he could have played Madeline's interest to his advantage, but he didn't. He didn't string her along. Fundamentally, Lewis is a straight shooter. You can count on him to do what he says. I mean, he has integrity.
All right. You've got a point. Let bygones be bygones. Your brother is lucky to have someone speak up for him.
Mr. Chan, I heard you were back in the building, so I brought a peace offering. This whiskey is even older than my brother. Only 50 bottles worldwide.
Young man, I guess you don't know that you can't always buy your way into people's good books. You should learn from your brother.
I suppose you had a nice long chat about me? Nice one, bro.
Embarrassing, isn't it? All this back and forth between York and Shen. It must be utterly embarrassing for Jessica. Funny, I thought you'd be pleased with the recent developments.
How do you expect me to be happy about this when clearly York isn't?
You've never felt those two were right for each other.
If Shen's little publicity stunt with his mistress is even real, honestly, I'm finding it all too convenient.
Who knows? Maybe when the dust settles, you'll finally get your chance.
This feud between James and his mom, it's a front. He's clearly making a play at my job by turning the board against me one by one.
Pretty decent whiskey.
We also have to deal with York's statement, okay? For some reason, she thinks that denying everything Shen is saying is going to make it all better. But we need to back her up.
I'm getting hints of toffee, lemon curd, and maybe a wisp of smoke. Aged in charred ex-bourbon casks. Incredible, isn't it? All these complex flavors just by sticking a spirit into a wooden barrel. Who would have thought?
Charles.
Now, do you know what happens to a cask like this even after it's worked its magic for over 30 years? It's done. It's got nothing left to give. has simply outlived its usefulness, and so it's discarded.
You finally got in touch. So, are you marrying Yok or not?
No.
What the hell?
I'll explain.
You better.
To be honest, I was in two minds about telling you the truth. But I don't think I have a choice anymore. I have a mental illness.
You couldn't come up with something more creative than that.
Something that affects my decisions, behavior.
So you're blaming your infidelity on your mental illness. Is that it? You're wasting my time. And I suppose it was the voices in your head who told you to go out and look for social escorts.
Not that you believe me, but this really isn't an excuse.
Shen, I would have respected you more if you had just owned up to being a jerk like most men are. But I guess you're just a coward. And you call yourself a doctor. Shame on you.
Save me from myself. It kinda hurts, but I will smile somehow.
Hello, hello. Who's down for some Queen Amon?
What's that?
It's stuff that's way better than those kitties.
Which is less fattening? Fattening? That reminds me of a funny story from JC that involves your dad, mom, and a croissant eating competition.
Oh, it's a really funny one.
No prizes for guessing who won. The one with the bottomless pit for a stomach.
I have to go get ready for work.
How's it? Nice?